Good evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, June 24th, 2014 Planning Commission meeting to order. Would everyone please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with roll call on my left.
Limer here. Weatherford here.
Lavella here. Mater here.
Kimsey here.
Gilmore here. Barber here. Quorum is present. Move into the consent agenda. All matters listed within the consent agenda have been distributed to each member of the Planning Commission for study. These items are considered to be routine and will be enacted upon by one motion with no separate discussion. If separate discussion is desired on an item from either the Planning Commission or from the floor, that item may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda. Are there any items any members of the Commission would like to have removed from the consent agenda? Are there any items any member of the public would like to have removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. I second.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda made by Kimsey with a second by Weatherford. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with all in favor. Moving on, new business item number 1, CUP-14-01, conditional use permit for gas and oil wells. Will the public hearing for and consider a proposed conditional use permit to allow for oil and gas extraction wells in the A-agricultural district on approximately 157 acres of property located on the north side of the intersection of West 159th Street and South Hill Creek Road. Do you have a presentation this evening or update?
Good evening, Commissioners. Michelle Laniger, Planning Manager. I have provided you with a copy of a request for continuance from the applicant on this application. I did forward it to you in an email with some little more details about process-wise. according to the zoning ordinance, it outlines, an opportunity for the applicant to request a continuance of a public hearing, that has to be submitted to the Secretary of the Planning Commission, at least 2 business days before the public hearing. We did receive this, request today, so it has not met that deadline. The second section in the continuance of application section of the zoning ordinance offers an opportunity for the applicant to make a request to the Planning Commission and for the Planning Commission to consider a continuance. And I will, excuse me, read this for the record. This is a request from the applicant. On behalf of the applicant, Russell Family LLC, we would like to request a continuance of the Planning Commission's consideration of the CUP application CUP-14-01 from tonight to the Planning Commission's next meeting scheduled for Tuesday, July 29th, 2014 at 7 p.m. As you know, we did not receive the staff report until we received your email last Friday, June 20th, 2014, which provided the link to the staff report on the city's webpage. I was out of the office last Friday and was not able to review the staff report until yesterday. We would like to have some additional time to investigate and prepare an appropriate response to the issues and questions raised in the staff report. We believe that it will be important for the Planning Commission and the City Council to have this additional information prior to the consideration of the application. Please confirm. Also, please let me know if you have any questions. Sign the applicant, John Gilchrist. The code states that the Planning Commission can grant this continuance with good cause shown. Staff would recommend that you grant the continuance to a date specific, July 29, 2014. This will take a motion, second, and action. The applicant is here if you do have any questions or have any questions for myself.
Thank you. At this time, I don't think there's any questions for the applicant or for staff. I think it's pretty well straightforward. I will, recommend that the applicant will could make it a attempt to attend the next meeting or definitely submit comments in writing for the public hearing. But anyone on the commission, please feel free to speak up with any questions. With that, I would entertain a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion that we grant a continuance for, to move to the Tuesday, July 29th, 2014.
We have a motion made by Barber with a second by Gilmore to grant the continuance of the public hearing and new business item number 1 to the July 29th, 2014 meeting. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries with all in favor. Moving on to new business item number 2, text amendments. Hold a public hearing for and consider text amendments to sections 18.170.020, 18.170.030, and 18.170.040 of the zoning ordinance for the City of Gardner, Kansas, Title 18, Zoning of the Gardner Municipal Code regarding standards for signs in the agricultural and residential districts. We have a staff presentation. Please.
Yes.
Great.
So at the last meeting of the Planning Commission, you did initiate our drafting of this code amendment. The purpose of this amendment is to address the lack of clarity in the current standards for signs in the residential districts. That includes the agricultural district. At best, the standards are not clear about how to deal with signage for non-residential uses that are permitted in that zoning district. Permitted, when I say permitted, permitted or otherwise approved through a preliminary development plan, final development plan. Schools happen to be one of those uses, but there are others as well. And so we've looked at this, and I just want to give you some examples of different types of signage so we can have a better understanding of what we mean by attached signage and detached signage. This happens to be a church, which is a use that is permitted by right in R1 district, and they have a freestanding sign or a detached sign. This one's non-illuminated. From what I can tell, it might have a flood lamp, but it's not an internally illuminated sign. This is a detached sign for Walmart. I believe that's internally illuminated. I don't know that for certain. This sign is a wall sign or an attached sign, and I believe this is a non-illuminated sign. These are illuminated wall signs. So the amendment, it covers a variety of things, but the focus of it is to provide standards for signage for non-residential uses in the R1 district. And for non-residential uses, as proposed, it would provide no more than 2 non-illuminated wall signs, each sign not to exceed 5% of the area of the wall on which it is mounted, and 1 detached sign up to 6 feet in height, 25 square feet in area,